Hello everybody, today we've got a Dell Inspiron 15z with a Core i3. It's brand new. So we're going to take it apart. Woohoo! Alright, first we start with the bottom. There's like these little rubber pads in the corners, so make sure you get those out. One here, here, this corner, these two, and this one. This one in the middle sort of here, it's just, that stays there. So don't peel that off. Just use a pin or something. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 of them. Now we remove the screws underneath. 1. That's 2. Oops, there's actually a 7th one here. Alright, so what I just removed was the RAM memory cover, and that exposes the 2 RAM sticks, which is 2 gigs and 4 gigs. So we got all our screws out, and we removed one here that holds the keyboard, and there's a little metal clip sticking out, so that is for the CD drive. So what you gotta do is just push it this way, and your CD drive, voila. Now there's one more screw over here holding the palm rest. We remove that, and that's all the screws here. Let me just make sure. There's also one more screw in the motherboard, and that probably holds the keyboard. So let's just remove that one to be safe. Alright, so now we flip this over. Make sure you got all your screws so we don't break anything. Now to remove the keyboard, that's the next part. There's like a clip here, over here, one over here, and one on the right side. So what you do is you kind of just put something sharp, and then, I don't really know how to explain it, but if you stick something in there, the keyboard just pops out. You just hold your hand underneath, and then just keep pushing on the clips. It just pops out easily. Now you gotta be careful. There's 2 cables here holding it in place. So you just lift the little plastic flap up, you pull that out, you lift this flap up and pull that out, and that's your keyboard. Now we're gonna remove this entire palm rest. There was a screw right here, there's one here, and 2 over here, 1. So we're going to remove those. Okay. Before we remove the palm rest, we gotta make sure that we disconnect all these cables with the blue flaps. So you just lift the plastic flap and then pull the cable out. it's pretty simple. We have to remove these because they're connected to the motherboard and the palm rest is not connected to the motherboard. So we don't want to rip them when we pull the palm rest out. Now to remove the palm rest, I usually just put some pressure in the middle and then pull this up and it should start coming out. If it doesn't, then you can always start from an edge somewhere over here. You can use something, I would use something that's made of plastic so you don't scratch anything. And just work your way around. You could probably even use a credit card. There we go. That was so far pretty simple. Just making sure we didn't miss a screw. No, I think we're good. There we go. Let me just turn this around for you guys so you can see it better. And this is the palm rest. When you flip it around, this metal plate is where the mouse buttons are, and the power button is here, but the board itself is actually part of the motherboard, so your button's over there. Okay, what's next? Let's try to remove the battery now. So I see there's a screw on top here, on the bottom, and then on the bottom here, here, and here. So let's take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws out. Yeah, looks like it's just 5. This is the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth. This is the first time I'm taking this apart, so I'm kind of just feeling it out. Let's remove the speakers because it seems like there's some tension over here. It looks like it's connected on the bottom here. So let's remove the speakers first. We gotta lift this little plastic thing up. Let's see if it'll come out. Yeah, there we go. Just be gentle, it's really skinny. And then one on this side. Okay, let's disconnect this cable here. This is the cable for the USB board. Let's disconnect this cable on top here is for the video cable. It's held by a screw, so let's remove that screw. Now let's remove the wireless card. The antennas, you just pull them up. There's a screw holding the wireless card. We're going to come back to the battery because we might have to remove the motherboard first. So we pull that out, and that's your wireless card. Oh, awesome. So there's one more screw in the bottom left, and that should lift our motherboard up. Okay. So all it was is just, you just slide it down, and here's the battery. It's pretty interesting. It's held by a really thin plastic piece. I mean, you can probably break if you just let it hang. So careful with that. Now the hard drive just slides out. The caddy's on here. I'm running out of space over here. So here's your motherboard. We're going to remove the heatsink right now. There's 1, 2, 3 screws. That's the heatsink. The processor's on the motherboard. And then there looks like there's a Samsung chip over here. So let's try to remove that. What is this? 32 gig SSD hard drive. Neat. Okay, so motherboard's all set. It's out. Now let's take apart the screen assembler. There's 2 screws holding the hinges on the left and on the right. So we have to remove those first. This is just a magnet. No biggie. Okay, before we pull this up, we have to run this cable through here and disconnect it. Get it out of these little grooves. And now it comes up. To remove the USB board, you just unscrew that one screw. And this is your bottom case. Okay, let's see what we're working with over here. Wow, this is actually made of rubber all around. Right, so what I'm going to try to do is separate it into 2, because it's just held by clips. I'm going to see if that works. If it doesn't, then I have to come up with another way. Okay, my other solution is to put your nail from the inside and just lift up. Just try not to scratch the screen. And it seems to do the trick. So you just go around, lifting it from the inside. Looks like it's glued in the corners. Or at least that's what it feels like. Let's see. Yeah, there's glue. It's like a strip of, it's like tape, actually. So here's your front bezel. Now we're going to attempt to remove the screen. There's 3 screws on the bottom, left and right. 1 on the left top, 1 on the top right. And that, removing these screws should allow us to take out the screen. Don't touch. Just like it says, don't touch. You'll get your dirty fingers all over it. Alright, so that's all the screws. Let's see if we can... Oh, the hinges just come right out. Let's see if we could remove the screen. Okay, when you're taking the screen up, be careful over here. You don't want to put a lot of tension on it. So, what I'm going to do is unglue the cable first, so I can get a little bit of wiggle room. And this gives me some space to work with. So I'm just going to get this cable out. Okay. The webcam, it's glued here, and it's just, you just lift it, just like I did. So here's the back cover. And now the screen. So this part could be tricky, but it could also be really easy. To disconnect this, you have to pull it this way, but you can't pull it because there's a piece of tape just right over it. So all you have to do is just peel this tape off. It's some pretty strong tape, I gotta tell you. So just be careful as you're peeling the tape. You don't peel the tape and then you can pull it back. That's your screen. And then the video cable disconnects from the webcam right here. And that's it. We took apart an entire Dell 15z.